Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to dive into Teachable and their new editor. Wow, wow, wow. Well, supposedly Teachable just did an update to their editor, and in my opinion, they made it worse. So let me show you what the current editor looks like and what the new one looks like. So if I just go to my old Teachable school, because depending on whether you are already on Teachable or you are maybe new to Teachable, you might have a different editor in place. So let's see if I can log into one of my old schools here. Okay, so we are logged into one of my older schools, and this is what their page editor used to look like. So I'm assuming they're going to do a phased rollout to all the schools getting the new editor, and I hope that's not anytime soon because their new editor is atrocious. I don't know what they were thinking. Clearly they were not thinking. So let me show you what their old one looks like. If you have a page, if you created your page on Teachable, what you used to do was insert a new block. So I can just insert, let's say, a new rich text block here. I can drag it and drop it wherever I want. Pretty straightforward. And you had a bunch of blocks to choose from. So you have all these blocks, and then if you clicked here, you have more blocks here like bundled courses. So I could just add bundled courses block here. Now let's go to their new and improved editor and see what that looks like. So here I am in my another school which I created yesterday just to test out what the new editor is all about, because there are a lot of questions in the Facebook group about the new editor, and I'm not really sure how to help out folks with this new editor. So I'm going to go to pages, and I have a Teachable tutorial sales page here, and now I'm going to edit this. Now first thing you'll note here is in the new editor they've tried to streamline everything where you are designing your page on the almost on the third of this page, so 1/3 here. And then the controls are on the left side here. So 1/3 is almost the controls, and then 2/3 is the actual designer or your page, what it looks like right now. Now, which is fine. So I added this text block here yesterday, and as you can see, when I click on any of these blocks, nothing happens. So if you're coming from the old Teachable editor, that in itself is going to take some getting used to. But they have also simplified some of the blocks. In my opinion, there are a lot of essential blocks that are missing. So I'm going to add a new block, you simply go here, and then these are all the blocks you can choose from. You can see that if I want to add bundled courses, that's not a block in here. Now that may be because I don't have any bundled courses in this school, but still that should still be a block available for me to add, as it was in the old Teachable editor. So these are the only blocks you can work with. So let's say I want to add an image block. I cannot just simply drag and drop it as one was able to. So that's a complete shift from the old user interface to this new one without any tips. So when you first create your Teachable account, or at least for existing school owners, we should get some tips on how to use this editor, because not everyone is tech savvy and it's not very intuitive how to use it. So instead of dragging and dropping, you have to just click on the block, and then it adds to the bottom of the page. And then now to edit this block, first you have to click the add button here. So select the block, then hit add. Now the block is added to your page, and now you can upload an image here. So once you have added that image, let's upload. Now your image is in here. Now you can go to the designer and change the background color of this block. So let's say I want the background color to be black. So you can do that. And then now if you want to move this image to the top of the page, you have to go back here in the top left corner, go to this image block, and then you drag it and drop it to the top of the page. So now if I go to the top of the page, that image block is here. Now a few other things you can do. You can duplicate that block, you can hide it, and then you can also click on this little arrow in the front, and then you can go back into the designer. Now depending on the block you choose, you're going to have different options in that designer. So for example, if I go to the pricing block, I can see this is a free course here, and then I can go and design it. And you can also change the button, but the button is being edited site-wide. So if I want to change that button color and text, I have to go to my site-wide settings within my theme, and that's where I'll be able to change what that button looks like. So here's the button and link color. I can go and change this to maybe an orange. Hopefully this made that change happen over here. So I don't know if I hit refresh if it's going to take that change, but that's how you will be changing the button. Okay, so that's another problem in my opinion on how this editor works. Now I recently migrated from Teachable to new Zenler, and I want to show you real quick how this editor compares to new Zenler's editor, which is just leaps and bounds, miles, 1,000 years ahead of Teachable's editor. Now, if I built this page from scratch without any coding in new Zenler, and if I wanted to build this same page in Teachable, I think I'm going to be hard pressed to do that. Just as simple as having this text block with 2-column text side by side, I think that's going to be a challenge. Let's try to do that in Teachable right now and see if we can. So let me go back to my editor here. Here's my text block. Yeah, what I'm going to do is just try to copy this. So let's preview this. I'm going to copy the text and paste it because I don't know how else to make that change happen. So let's go here, paste it. Yeah, I cannot do it side by side. It all stacks one on top of the other. There is no way I can add columns or anything like that. I can go to the design, change the background color, change the text color, and also the heading text color. When does heading text color come into place? Let's say I change this right here to heading 1. You'll see that color is different. So I can go back into design, select my heading text color, and maybe make that yellow, just to stand out. And you'll see you can change the heading and the paragraph text color and have that be separate within that same text block. So I can maybe change the background color to black instead of blue. And now you can see that takes into effect right away. But just overall, the designer, I feel like, yeah, it's easier for you to design your page now, but it's not going to be a cool looking page because you can't do so many things. And this has always been a problem, in my opinion, with the Teachable page designer, is it's very lackluster. And that's why a lot of people resort to using WordPress. Even Wix is better than Teachable at this point. Or you can go with new Zenler, try it out, use my link which is in the description below and grab my bonuses. I will put a link in the description below to show you what are the bonuses you get if you try out new Zenler. New Zenler right now, as of today, October 2019, is still in beta, which means you can lock in your price for $337 for a year. That's $28 a month, and you get 10 times more features than Teachable, including a built-in community, a kick-ass page designer that I really stand by. I mean, I'm coming from a WordPress background, so for me, this was that new Zenler had to live up to that level of designing, of drag and drop, of visual designers, making it easy for me to design my page, and they have done that. And not just that, I mean, you can check out my video that I'll link in the description below on how I use this, and it's just amazing. Like, I can click on this block right here, I can go to settings and I can say just don't show this on mobile. So I can go to setting and I can say hide this on mobile and show it only on desktops and tablets. So now when I go into my mobile view, that particular heading is going to be gone. Where was it? All right, it's disappeared obviously. So if I go back to desktop, I'll be able to see it there right here. So that kind of granularity, and not just that, I mean, the pages you can create is just mind-blowing. And I walk you step by step on how to create these pages. Just to show you some cool things I can do here, I can go and I want to put maybe a call to action right here. I can go and I can look at all these blocks that are available to me that are pre-made. I don't even have to do anything. All I have to do is change the text. I can say, okay, I like this call to action. I'm going to drag it and drop it here. Drag and drop, intuitive. And now I can change stuff right here. I don't need to go click on this block and then go here, just like I have to do in Teachable, and then make those settings here. It's all a WYSIWYG editor. WYSIWYG stands for what you see is what you get. So I can just delete this block if I wanted to, and then I can change the button style if I wanted to. So I just click on the button right here. Here's my styling panel that opens up. I can go and make this button a 3D button, and I can make it a bigger button if I wanted to. All those changes are on your fingertips. I can make it a button with an icon if I wanted to. Then I go into settings, and then I go into styling. I can change the button background. All of that right here. I don't need to go to site-wide settings. That way I can only have one button color for my entire site, because I want to use Teachable, or that's what my hope was to use Teachable as my landing pages and also my course pages. But unfortunately, I cannot do that with Teachable as of today. And so one thing that gets asked a lot in the Facebook group is, how do you embed a video within Teachable? Because they have taken the video option out. Now, I want to show you real quick how you can do that, but I would suggest really don't use Teachable. Just use any other platform for your sales page other than Teachable if you are bent on, or maybe you're stuck with using the Teachable course platform. You've been there for ages and you don't want to move. I understand that. I get that. Although new Zenler support team moves all your content for you for free. But again, I understand that there might be many reasons for you to stick with Teachable. So how do you embed a video on your sales page? So first thing I would suggest is go upload it on YouTube. mark your video private or unpublished. No, you still have to publish it, but mark it unlisted, not private, unlisted. Once you have marked it unlisted, let's say this is your video.
Hey,
what you can do is go to share and then go to embed, and now you're going to embed this copy code, and then you're going to go back to Teachable. You're going to add a custom HTML block. Again, as soon as you add a block, it adds, for some reason it's always at the bottom of the page, so if you have a long page, you're going to have to drag and drop and do a lot of previewing, and then you simply add it here. Now you can see that this ends up in the left side of the page. So what you want to do is you want to go back and add a code here, which would you simply just type in center, open close brackets, and now that video is going to be in the center of your page. So that's one way I can think of adding video to your Teachable sales page. You can also change the height if you wanted to. So let's say the height, instead of 560, you want 760. You can change the width and height. So right now I changed the width, and then I can change the height, let's say from 315, I want to go to 515. So now your video is much bigger. You can do that kind of stuff. If you're good with HTML, I would probably just use only HTML block in Teachable. One other thing you can do is you can design your page, your landing page, in whichever platform you're using other than Teachable. Copy the HTML code for that entire page and then paste it here. So let me show you what that would look like. If I go in here and I go to view page source, I'm going to copy this entire thing. Then I'm going to go to Teachable, go back to my blocks, and I'm just going to hide all these blocks here instead of deleting them. So let's just hide everything, right? I'm going to hide everything here. Now if I look at my sales page, it's only this one custom HTML block. I'm going to go in here and paste my code, and it's going to pull in everything from your current landing page. Now you can see that some styling is off, which if you're good at HTML, you can go and fix that styling, or you just don't use the HTML blocks. But you can see this is already looking a lot better, and this was built drag and drop on new Zenler. So if I go back to new Zenler, you can see all these elements I have put in here are drag and drop elements. For example, this is, if I go back to my editor here, let me show you what that block is. So you see here I have added a column layout, and in one side of the column I've added an icon, and the other I've added some text and some extra text here. Here I've added some 3 boxes. I've added a testimonial block. Testimonial blocks are super easy to add. So I just go in here. I go find a testimonial block from all my available blocks. So let's go to testimonials. Let's say I like this one, or maybe I want this with 4 testimonials. I simply drag it and drop it here, and just like that I have a testimonial block here. And I can also look at it from a tablet and a cell phone and see whether it's responsive or not. So everything out of the box is responsive. Again, this video was supposed to be a rant about the Teachable editor, but because I have found something better, I also want to share it with you. Let me know how you're using the Teachable editor, whether you like it or not. I personally, as you have already heard me say this multiple times, not a big fan of this new Teachable editor. That's it for this video. Thank you for sticking around. I will see you on the flip side. Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that little notification bell so whenever I release a new video, you will be notified. And finally, don't forget to check out my bonuses and my review of new Zenler, and I'll put that link in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.